The thumbnail may look like an over-exaggeration, but it's not. Nintendo is on the warpath, and if Wizards of the Coast can hire the Pinkertons to go to people's houses because some trading cards leaked early, who knows what Nintendo is capable of this time. We know what they've done in the past, and it seems like Nintendo is getting madder and madder and madder and lashing out more recently. For this, honestly, pretty valid reasons. So we have two big sloppy burgers of Nintendo drama to shove down our gullets. The first one being the Mario movie, which just keeps getting posted to Twitter. You may not know, but Twitter didn't originally have the ability to post really long videos until Twitter Blue came along, and Elon, in his infinite wisdom, decided that people really want to watch hour-long videos on Twitter, even though Twitter video is essentially held together with duct tape, hopes, and dreams. And those hopes and dreams don't really count for many pixels. It looks absolutely awful to watch any videos on there ever. So what some mind-bogglingly genius Twitter Blue users decided to use this great benefit that Elon had bestowed upon them is they decided to drop the entire Super Smash Bros. Movie on Twitter. Now, unfortunately, you can only post 60 minutes of footage at a time, as you can see there. It's a good thing that there are multiple tweets that you can upload. This must have taken like 7,000 years to actually upload to Twitter, considering the website is so broken right now. My For You page is either people fighting, one singular meme account that just keeps posting images over and over again that gets 70 billion likes, or some random person I've never heard of before tweeting that they're going live on Twitch and that I should definitely go and watch them. But Vids That Go Hard just slammed Twitter with the entire Mario movie, and you know, it did pretty well. 9.1 million views. I wish I could upload videos that would get 9.1 million views, but I don't have a movie making company or a franchise like Mario that I own, so it's a little harder for me. But as you can see, this thing absolutely exploded. 18,000 retweets, 121,000 likes, 9 million views, and you can just watch the whole thing on Twitter. So I can only imagine this is going to result in a boxing match between the president of Nintendo and Elon Musk, which I think would be hilarious. Or even better, get Chris Pratt to box Elon Musk because he's Mario. And we should even flog the rules a little bit. We should let them jump because he's Jumpman. That just makes sense, right? Anyway, the people that are doing this, they're probably going to get killed by Nintendo. They'll get hung, drawn, and quartered at Nintendo headquarters. And as an example, remember what happened to Gary Bowser when he held the website that helped you pirate Nintendo software, and then he got sent to prison for 40 months, and when he came out of prison, he has to spend 30% of his salary just to pay back Nintendo's $10 million settlement, which he'll likely be doing for the rest of his life. So Nintendo just gained a servant, essentially, that they can siphon revenue from forever. So if they get the information of the guy that owns the Vids That Go Hard accounts with the 9 million views, they're definitely going to take him to court, and they're definitely going to argue, well, there was 9 million views, which means we lost 9 million ticket sales worth of revenue, which you have to pay back now, which I think that's probably more than 10 million. A lot more than 10 million, actually. When I had to go and see it at the movie theater, it was like 12 quid for me to buy a ticket. That's extortionate. So Vids That Go Hard is probably going to go down. The next vid that goes hard will be his sentencing. But that's not the big thing that we need to talk about today. Oh no! Zelda has leaked. That's right. The new, upcoming, anticipated Nintendo game for the Nintendo Switch. Tears of the Kingdom has leaked online. And don't worry, I'm not going to flashbang you with any spoilers. I'm not going to jump scare you with any crazy story revelations like Link fight Ganon and win, which might happen. I haven't seen anything yet, but I guess that's probably going to happen. So recently, the new art book for the new Zelda game was leaked on Discord, and Nintendo lawyers wasted no time trying to dox this man and get all of his information. They subpoenaed Discord and asked them to disclose his identity, name, address, telephone number, and email address so they can sign him up to all the Nintendo mailing lists. And bear in mind, that was just the art book. Imagine if you were to leak the entire game. And there is a ton of evidence to suggest that it is definitely leaked. There's the back of the game cover here. We have another back of the game cover. This is the collector's edition that was on 4chan. Of course, it was on 4chan. I swear, Nintendo must have like CIA psyops undercover in 4chan all the time. Everything that gets leaked goes onto 4chan immediately. Nintendo must hire undercover agents to go onto 4chan, which honestly, I don't think any kind of salary is worth going onto 4chan 4chan and dealing with the absolute degenerates that live on there. But regardless, a gameplay clip has appeared that has story quest icons and hearts not seen in any gameplay previews. Why is Twitter opening? And there were a ton of online auctions where games were sold. I can't imagine how much they were sold for. But you can sleep soundly in the know that if you're one of the people that have auctioned the game online to get maybe a couple $100, maybe $1,000 if you're really lucky, just know that they're coming. They will never stop. Even if you think you've gotten away with it, years in the future, Nintendo does not forgive. Nintendo never forgets. They will come for you. They will destroy you, take your life. They might even just shoot your dog for fun. And that's not the end of the story. You see, a widely renowned video game journalism website called Kotaku has caught themselves under some fire recently related to this whole ordeal. Recently, when there were previews for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom going out, one of the writers for Kotaku tweeted, "It's preview day, and I would love for Kotaku to be able to inform its millions of readers firsthand. Unfortunately, Nintendo still has it blacklisted from advanced coverage, a move I would argue is both unprofessional and coercive. And blacklisting certain websites because they don't say what you want them to say about games is certainly a bad thing. We shouldn't do that. Just because someone didn't like a game doesn't mean they shouldn't get review copies in the future. Just means that they're being honest with their full opinions, right? Well, why did they get blacklisted in the first place? Let's find that one out. Well, when Metroid Dread was released in October 2021, Kotaku published an article that says, Metroid Dread is running great on Switch emulators. Immediately after it came out. They even added a little tidbit. Hey, real quick, if you're a Nintendo lawyer or employee, just don't read this. It was a silly mistake. Ignore this blog. You can go now. Okay, everybody else? So you know what you're doing. You know they're gonna be mad at you. You know they're gonna be a little bit upset, a little heated. They're gonna get unflamed by this. They then went on to say, it's a Switch exclusive as you might expect, but all you need is a Switch emulator and a decently powerful PC and you can play Dread on your computer right now, and it looks great. They even reference one of the emulators that you can use. You can play with custom controls and unlimited FPS settings. Also, it's free. Oh, here's another one that you can use if you don't like Yuzu. What about Ryujinx instead? And then ended it with, thank God for pirates, emulators, modders, and hackers. Now, to be very clear, just using an emulator doesn't mean that you pirated the game. You could go and buy Metroid Dread, you could dump the game, and you could play on your software, your Yuzu or Ryujinx, and you would have bought the game. So you would have given Nintendo money, developers would get the money, etc., etc., etc. On the day of release, making an article about how it's super awesome to play on emulators when, let's be honest, the most common way of playing on an emulator like Yuzu or Ryujinx is probably through a pirated copy of the game. On the day of release, the game is out there and it's likely floating around online where you could go and download it, and then making an article like, hey, it's super easy and awesome. It's way better than the Switch. It's free emulators, by the way. Just let's not forget that. It's free emulators. Super good FPS, really good performance. Ah, damn. And then ending the article with, thank God for pirates is a way to get yelled at. And they did get yelled at. And then they issued a redaction and deleted some parts of that article that is no longer there anymore, including thanking pirates, which is probably a smarter thing to do. After Nintendo knocked on their door, they said, we will destroy you. Hi, it's Nintendo here. We will kill you. You want to take that out now? Okay. Then they issued an update saying that they're really sorry. Super sorry. Oops-a-daisy. We made an oopsie. Sorry again. So going back to this tweet here, it kind of makes a lot more sense why the Kotaku got blacklisted. Kotaku has also been known in the past to have incredibly bad takes. I mean, I kind of get it. It's not like they just said that game was bad. They said, thank God for pirates. You should go and download it. Pretty close to saying you should just pirate the game. Now you may be wondering, what exactly does this have to do with Tears of the Kingdom now? They did get any previews. It's pretty sad, but maybe one day the bridge can be restored. Maybe one day we can hammer down some wood together. Kotaku and Nintendo can come together and build the bridge once again. Piece by piece, little bit by little bit, restoring the relationship and the trust that may have been broken in that scenario. They're all people at the end of the day. They don't want to hate each other, and there's a good working relationship that you can have together. Oh, that's not you. Oof. Ooh, yeah, you probably shouldn't have posted that. That's not how you rebuild a relationship. So instead of rebuilding the bridge with the wood pieces that they could harvest together from the nature and the forest and the time that they could spend together, they decided to burn down the bridge and salt the earth, and also burn down the entire rainforest around it to make sure that no wood could ever be created for a bridge ever again. And they started reporting on all the Tears of the Kingdom leaks, everything that had come out, everything that they know so far, and it was the same writer that originally went on and complained about the fact that they don't get early previews anymore because they basically were 2 steps away from telling people to pirate their brand new game. Now, again, like I said, I'm not going to flashbang you with any spoilers or any information you might not want to know. They don't really go over any story information. They kind of talk about gameplay stuff for the most part. And I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to ruin your experience. But man, there is a ton of information. I am scrolling through it now. There is at least like 15 paragraphs of just explaining how the game works. So it's safe to say there won't be any relationship rebuilding with Nintendo. And I imagine Kotaku's lawyers, if they even have any lawyers, are probably getting yelled at by the Nintendo lawyers right now. Now, to be honest, I don't really think there's anything too wrong with just reporting on leaked information. I think that it's whatever. You know, if you don't want to see it, you don't have to click on it. But maybe it makes it easier for people to spread leaked information. It makes it easier to spoil things, and people don't want to know anything about it. And the argument that you should just stay off of social media forever until the game comes out is a little bit of a dumb one, when the true argument is, oh, why don't you just not spoil things? That should be the real argument. Instead of making everyone else change their life for something that you shouldn't be doing in the first place, maybe just don't do it in the first place. Obviously, in the Kotaku article, if you want to see the stuff, you have to click on it. But some people just go around and throw stuff out there, and it's kind of annoying to see, to be honest. In YouTube thumbnails and just in replies to tweets and things that you would never see it. Even if you went on incognito mode on YouTube and you're just trying to find like a new Mr. Bean video, and then you get hit with a thumbnail that shows all the information about the new game, it can happen sometimes, so it's not that great. If you want to see any of this kind of leaked stuff, I would say you should hide it behind somewhere where you have to actually make the active decision to go and check it out. Anyway, Nintendo is excited to bring back public executions. The first one will probably be the Tears of the Kingdom leaker, and then we'll follow on with whoever posted the Mario movie on Twitter. Turns out the family-friendly video game company might be the most bloodthirsty.